So how about something different? How about let's go up to the Northwest and take a look at what happened in Portland, especially the mayor's race. Well, it looks like you guys up there kind of, sort of, maybe made the right decision. At least in my opinion, it was better than the alternative, because Ted Wheeler is going to be once again the mayor of Portland. And apparently it's the first time since Vera Katz between January 93 to December 2004. He's the first second-term mayor of Portland since then. And congratulations. And after Ted Wheeler won his re-election, he finally did something that he hasn't done ever. National Guard activated after widespread violence in Portland. How about that? After he won his re-election, after it looked like Joe Biden's probably going to win the presidency, not in my opinion, that's just the polls out there, he finally, took the initiative to quash the endless nights of rioting. It didn't necessarily work because they're still out there fucking rioting, but at least the National Guard got activated, and that really gets the old noggin jogging why it took so long. Now, I got a couple of theories out there, and I kind of laid them out there. Now that he is finally reelected as mayor, because he was running, and this all happened after he announced that he was going to be running for a second term, and when you're mayor of Portland, apparently it's not something that tends to happen fairly often. As you can see there, Vera Katz was the only other one who successfully re-ran for an additional term in Portland, so hey, congratulations to him. Not that I don't think that he's a giant pussy, but he won, so that's definitely better than the Mao and Stalin-loving Sarai and Iaroni, whatever, who cares? She can go back to obscurity after this. And with the National Guard finally, after, what, are we approaching 150 days of riots? Get used to this, kids. Finally calling in the National Guard, yeah. Now that he doesn't have to make Trump look good and all of the pressures off of Portland to do something about it, it really does look a little bit suspicious that he'd finally call in the National Guard after, it looked like he might be able to clean this all up, because, hey, as soon as you invite a Democrat into the White House, wow, coronavirus automatically gets cleaned up. All the rioting will immediately stop. Wow, that's really weird. Really weird why that would happen, but let's take a look. Enough speculation right now. The Oregon National Guard was activated in Portland, Oregon. Redundant, but okay. On Wednesday night, in response to widespread violence in the city, authorities said, like that's never happened before. Portland police declared a riot, something that they've done at least 30 other times before, amid a wave of destruction in the city that saw people smash storefront windows at local businesses in the downtown area. At least 11 rioters were arrested. Ooh, let's see if they get charged now. That's the next big hurdle. Videos shared to social media of demonstrations in New York City showed police and activists in heated confrontation. The New York Police Department announced about 50 arrests related to protests and many other, fucking goofy situations out there. But it was more importantly to see that Portland, Oregon finally took some initiative out there. I'm glad that the police commissioner, which is also the mayor of Portland, finally took the endless nights of rioting seriously. And you know what, as good as it is that Ted finally, grew some balls, figured out that the situation looks very agreeable for him now that nobody's really paying attention to Portland, but I've done enough coverage on them, so I figured it's enough time has passed and some things have changed over there. We can finally go back and revisit what is happening in the hellish landscape that is Portland, Oregon. After all, 150 nights of rioting is just enough now. And we'll see if these riots actually do get quashed in the next few weeks, if they have a consistent effort in order to stop all the violence that goes on there and on a daily basis. So it's just odd now, isn't it? So here's to another 4 years for Ted Wheeler. And for anybody who's out there I know that we got one out there who's really Portland adjacent out there. Hopefully, buddy, you're taking care out there and living the good life in that beautiful state. So there's something a little bit different here, instead of just this never-ending stream of confusion that is currently going on, to be completely honest. Some decisive action is finally being taken in the least decisive state in 2020. Oh yes, and one last thing before we go. Measure 110 was overwhelmingly passed at a 60% margin there. And you know what that means? Drug decriminalization. That means you can have personal use, or you won't be charged for carrying cocaine, heroin, any other hard drugs out there. So feel free, if you're in Portland, to take up a heroin addiction or a cocaine habit. All of it's legal now, or at least it's been decriminalized. And yeah, it's way that it's worded as small amounts. So who knows what small amounts means? I've said it before, slippery slope arguments here. And and also, feel free to take mushrooms for treatment as well. Portland's going to hell in a handbasket, but that's just my opinion. Thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I'm Don Consuelo. I want you guys to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.